Many hellos. You're tuned in to the Rewind Guys podcast, the show where we watch, discuss, and rate old movies, new movies, movies that defined our childhoods, and others we've never seen or even heard of before. This week's episode is held near and dear to someone here. I give you Isaiah Page.
This week, we're going to the UP, the home of pasties, the best hunting, and bucks the size of Buicks in Escanaba and the Moonlight. So sit back, relax, and don't forget the whiskey chasers.
Because the show is about to begin.
Quite a good scene, isn't it? One man crazy, three very sane spectators.
Welcome back to the Rewind Guys podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Andrews, joined by Mike Andrus.
What's up?
Rusel Andrews.
Welcome to Walmart.
And Isaiah Page.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
This week, we're talking about Escanaba in the Moonlight. This is a comedy fantasy filmed in Escanaba, Michigan, released January 26, 2001, has a runtime of 1 hour and 31 minutes, and is rated PG-13. This film had a budget of $1 million and made $2.2 million in the box office. This movie stars Jeff Daniels as Reuben Sodi,
If we hunted together, I'd be known as the buckless youper whose wife shot him a buck.
Joey Albright as Remnar Sodi,
Let me ask you this. Is there a magic potion for dealing out loner hands? Because that would be helpful.
and Harv Presnell as Albert Sodi.
Can't look another man right in the hairy eyeball and tell him he's heavy on the sap ain't much of a man.
Isaiah, tell us a little bit more about this movie and why you love it so much.
Well, best I can explain it, and as Jeff Daniels put it, it's basically a movie about hunting in the UP. Granted, there's some things here and there that's tall tales within it, but I feel like it's the most Michigan thing you could make.
Yes, this is the most Michigan movie that has ever been and probably ever will be. Okay, do you know what year this movie... Oh, wait, I guess I kind of said, but...
Yeah, spoiler.
Okay. Let me ask this.
What were you going to ask?
I was going to say... What year did you think this movie came out in?
Oh, you mean the year you just told us?
Yes. What year was that?
You know, probably 2001.
Yes. Okay.
Can't be certain.
I'm watching this movie, and before I knew the year, I legitly thought this was early 90s.
Yeah, I thought it was made in the 80s just because of the way that it looked.
I think the way they shot it is they meant it to seem that way.
Thank you. Because me and Russell had this conversation just the other day.
I would have guessed 90s.
And this does not look 2001, but I think it's a stylistic choice. Because at first I thought, because I watched it on YouTube, and I thought it was just maybe the YouTube upload, but Russell watched it on Amazon Prime, and he says it's no better. It has the same look. But
when it came out at basically at the falling age of VHS. Because when it first came out, and once it came out to be owned at home, it was on VHS.
True
My
that.
dad did own it.
That's true.
True that as it may be. But the next movie I'm picking, which I'm not going to say yet, but the next movie I'm picking came out in 94 and does not look like this.
Yeah, there was definitely something they did
That's true.
either on accident or completely on purpose.
Yeah, I honestly
they did it on purpose.
I think it's on purpose too. I think it's to give it that gritty kind of, it's about outdoors and being rough, so I guess I just assumed that this was just a choice.
Because I mean, the movie
Isn't it supposed to take place in the 80s though?
Yeah,
I think they mentioned it at some
Oh.
point, like 86 or 89.
yeah,
or
about
something.
86. It's supposed to be in 86.
Oh, I
So
didn't catch
with the
that.
stylized quality of the movie would fit the time it's supposed to take place.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it looks more like an 86 movie, I think.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't catch that at all. I guess I didn't understand when this. I guess like when you're watching the movie, I just thought it was kind of like current day kind of whatever. Because this movie only had a budget of $1 million, I'm assuming the majority of that had to have gone to cast and crew. Because this is a pretty basic movie, and I'm not bashing it for
you
that.
didn't need a lot.
I think they actually did really well with what they had. But man, like I don't
Casting,
know.
crew, and equipment. That's it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's all they needed, Harry.
Yes, because you figure there's no special effects. They
Oh,
had
that's not true.
No, there was
The
one.
light.
Ooh,
There was one.
The light.
a spotlight and some fast motion.
No, when that one like glowing orb they showed a couple of times.
Oh, yes. They used particle illusion, and there you go.
I did not expect the direction this movie went. I was expecting like a random hunting movie, and I got the fucking Redneck Exorcist.
Yes, yes. Oh, well, I'll talk about it more when we get into it. But yeah, there's some things that
The Michigan Redneck.
Yeah, like I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked it, but I was not expecting that at all. Like,
Technically, that's what the Yoopers call us, fudge suckers.
fudge suckers.
Yeah, we're fudge suckers.
I'm usually called the fudge packer.
Well, damn.
Okay, no,
yeah, like it kind of went off the rails a little bit early on. I tried to hop back on, and then just full on hopped off them for the rest of the movie, and I was like, okay,
Literally Michigan, all about tall tales.
there are some things that happened that went in directions I'm glad they went in, and there are other things that went in directions I'm like, that's a little weird.
That's what she said. But yeah, I feel you. I also like that it kind of became a musical once the DNR officer showed up.
Oh,
He's probably my favorite character in the movie.
Ranger
He looked
Tom.
so familiar.
Couldn't
I had
think
to
of
look
Ranger
him up.
Tom.
He did
I haven't
kinda
seen
look
him in
familiar.
anything else, but he must just look like somebody.
Is this movie laughing at or with the UP?
Probably with.
I think it's slightly
with-
both.
I kind of
Because they don't
feel it's a
explain
little bit of
anything. Remember
both.
that.
Because here's the problem I have. It's stereotyping, which I think is kind of funny in a sense, but it also seems kind of rude. Like everybody, they get a lot of their $5 words wrong. They're saying, and I get that, like the movie opens up with his kids not being the sharpest tools in the shed, but even as the father making the statement says some things when you're watching the movie that aren't the right words.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this seems like it's just kind of being rude to
Well,
people from the UP.
I think it's just kind of stating the obvious.
It's Michigan poking fun at Michigan. It's what we do.
No, and I guess
You
that's
live here.
true, but it's just like, let's make a movie about the UP and kind of show them all in this light that they're all a bunch of drunken, uneducated hunters. I get the comedy behind it. I'll talk about it because I don't think it's a bad movie.
But it's like in a heartwarming, wholesome way.
I just, okay.
You know, it's like these guys are simple, but they're just some good old boys.
Yeah. There's one more thing I do want to touch on. I feel like this movie did really well considering its absolute minuscule demographic that they were shooting for.
It more than doubled.
Yes, but no, I think that's really good because if you're not familiar with Michigan or from Michigan, I think this movie will not resonate with
It'll
you
go
at all.
right
Yeah,
over
it's
your
not gonna
head.
make any sense.
Yeah,
No.
definitely.
You're gonna
I
think
mean-
they're just making this all up and none of this is true.
And that's where I kind
and
of
it's just ridiculous. But
Yes.
it's ridiculously true for
It
some
is.
for some people. I mean,
Yes.
there's not like a ton of people in Michigan that are like that.
No,
but
no, not at all.
there are
So,
some.
It's not us. But like, and that's something too, and that's why I kind of almost feel like, in a sense, it's kind of like a jab at the people from UP because like I can see somebody who maybe comes here for the hunting from other places and watches the movie like, yeah, that's how those people are there. It's funny, but it's
The pickup trucks and the deer hunting is definitely spot on.
oh no,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But like I almost feel like they should have had other characters that kind of balanced it, showing
they
you.
did.
No. They
Ranger
did.
Tom.
I know. I get it.
He was
Ranger
pretty
Tom was
normal
from
guy.
Detroit.
I
know,
feel,
so he was
but,
normal.
but that's the thing. I feel like they should have had other characters that were not like these guys to show you, yeah, this is just kind of these guys. But every
showed
character
you.
they introduced,
Ranger Tom.
yeah,
And his wife.
and he's.
Jeff Daniels' wife was pretty normal.
But no, like every character they kind of brought in thereafter was all kind of like weird. I was like, man, I don't know. I felt like it was kind of a bit of a jab.
As great-grandpa Alphonse always used to say, when you don't know where to start, go back to the beginning. From the loins of our union, Big Betty Ballou and me bore two boys, Reuben and Remnar. Now, I'll tell you right up front, they are not the sharpest tools in the shed. Remnar turned out to be pretty much what you'd expect from somebody who went by the name of Remnar. But Reuben, well, Reuben was a different story.
So the credits roll. We get a lot of hunting pics, a lot of buddy pics, to get a real good feel
Yeah.
of what the UP is all about.
intro credits are kind of cut off at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I didn't
slightly.
understand that. It's
I
weird.
don't know why they made that
It's like
choice.
home movie quality is what they were shooting for.
Right,
I
it
think
felt
so.
like it.
Yeah,
It felt
it
like
really
it.
felt like it.
But yeah, so they're showing the famous Camp Sodi.
So this whole movie pretty much is narrated with a voiceover from Albert Sodi. He kind of tells a little bit about the history of his kids and Big Betty Baloo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Big Betty Baloo.
Oh man, okay, they had two
Boys,
kids.
Remnar and
Yes.
Reuben. And Remnar turned out exactly as you'd expect from somebody with the name of Remnar.
Yes. Oh my God. When they said that, I was cracking up at that because even when I was listening to this movie and he said something about Remnar, I'm like, fuck, names her kid Remnar. And then when he said that, I'm like, thank you. Yes.
Yep.
Reuben's backstory. He's kind of a screw up, apparently.
He has basically the curse of the eternal buck fever.
Okay, but what?
So
the
it's like
curse also went with rabbits because he went to shoot the damn rabbit and his gun wasn't even loaded.
It's technically called, like, hunting wise, it's called buck fever, but it's where either you get too excited or too nervous to where either you overlook things and either you forget to load or you just overthink it and you miss.
Okay.
For some reason, you can't hit shit.
We have horrible child actor, Reuben.
Yeah.
Okay, oh my God, I'm watching this kid. I was like, I hate you so much. This kid is a horrible actor.
Wow.
And yeah, I do. I'm sorry.
He was just meant to depict
You just crushed it.
adolescence of Reuben. That's
You
it.
know, I would have much rather have seen Jeff Daniels trying to play himself as a child.
You want to see Jeff
would
Daniels playing with himself as a child? That is messed up.
That is not what I said
That
at all.
is inappropriate.
But like, okay, so he can't shoot this rabbit, and this young Native American girl comes out of nowhere and takes it out with her slingshot. It's pretty much love thereafter. They stayed with each other. They got married. They had kids.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they had kids.
I think 2 or 3.
They show at
And-
least 2. They show his kids when he's leaving for hunting camp.
I love how much people try
guy where-
so hard to avoid him.
No, 'cause I love this whole montage of him. He drives up and he drives past this coffee shop where the guys are talking about, hunting and shit. All of a sudden, they just jump out of the seats and look, holy wow, there he goes.
And I feel like this is a legit small
And then
town
everybody
thing.
sees him. It just like, boom.
Well, yeah,
the lady
it's-
dropped her groceries and fucking booked it.
It's hunting season and nobody wants to be near the cursed one.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, but like, I mean, like you got,
They believe he's cursed because he's 43 years old and hasn't shot a buck.
but okay, it's a little bit. I mean, I get the comedy obviously, but you got like the lady who drops her groceries because she's gonna shield her child's eyes.
That one too.
And the car who practically ran off the road to avoid this guy. He pulls up next to this apparently the ugly bus with these super annoying, disgusting looking
I
children.
think you hate every kid in every movie we've seen that
In this-
had kids.
I'll be honest
You know
with you.
what?
I do not.
agree with you on that. He's hated on every fucking child.
I
we've ever
remember,
seen.
like-
because the
Yeah,
dentist,
it's
the
perfect
dentist,
Commando.
well-behaved child. Actually, was
No.
quite an adorable child. And Patrick's like, "Fuck that kid." He was a misbehaved little asshole. I'm like,
First
that
of
kid
all-
did nothing wrong.
Unless the child is a classically trained actor, I do not want to see them in a movie. They're awful.
I forgot about you hating the kid in the dentist. 'Cause
Yes.
You hated the kids in Suburban Commando too.
Yes.
Fuck Patrick.
I'm sorry. I don't like
All
too
right,
many
I feel
child
like
actors.
we need to pick out movies that don't have jumps in.
Oh man,
anymore.
yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Opposite direction. Go hard at it. We're picking movies with just kids.
Okay.
Don't talk
good.
about going hard at kids. What's with you guys?
They can't
today?
be classically trained. They got to just be out of the blue kids.
Oh man. Okay. No. So we get past the driving montage. He goes through the town, and he finally gets to the Sodi deer camp. He goes in and he's tasting the dad's homemade whiskey.
Little heavy on the sap.
Yes. And I like this part because I like how offended the dad gets. And he says, you can't look another man in the hairy eye and tell him he went heavy on the sap.
hairy eyeball.
Yeah, the hairy eyeball. What the hell does that even mean? Because when I'm thinking of a hairy eye,
I think it's like the Youper version of looking at another man in the naked eyeball. In the naked eye.
just
Instead of
thought-
naked eye, it's the hairy
I thought
eyeball.
the hairy eye was just like when you like stare
butthole?
someone down, you know?
Oh,
like when you give
Oh,
someone-
yeah. I was going to say the brown eye. Like,
No, I mean,
Dude,
it sounds like it.
he
But I thought it was
said
like when you just give someone like the eye, you know? And you're
kind of like a
like,
stink eye kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Like
when
you're browbeating
he said the hairy eye or hairy eyeball, I lost it. I thought that was hilarious because all I'm picturing is somebody staring somebody else in an asshole. And I was like,
That happens later.
oh, yeah, yes, it does.
What's he
It does
looking
happen
for?
later. Oh, man.
What's he looking
I can't wait to talk about that because that scene
I think it made the
surprised
movie.
me.
I think it made the
oh,
movie.
I really think so. Arguably, the best character of the movie comes in right here. Remnar. I love
Really?
Remnar.
I just
Remnar
think he's
diffuses situations.
such a normal guy. I didn't
maybe
think of him
that's
as
why I like
anything.
him.
what's funny
He- I
is,
mean, he kind
Remnar
of
seems
is.
kind of normal. I mean, yeah, he's superstitious,
He's-
but like he.
When it comes to hunting, most people are to a degree superstitious. Like this movie itself, once my dad heard of it and started watching it, the whole month before he goes up for opening day, watches this every night.
Does he do good hunting? Maybe you should stop watching this movie.
He's gotten some.
Does he use porcupine piss?
Yes. Oh man.
You know, maybe I should convince him to.
Okay. So,
Aphrodisiac.
oh, those undereducated youpers.
Your favorite was Remnar.
Yes.
My favorite was Jimmer.
You know, I
Jimmer
knew
Nagamini from
Jimmer
Menominee.
was going to be a lot of people's favorites, and
How can you not?
he has parts I like him, and he has equal parts he's annoying. So for me, he just kind of balances out. Oh, man. I don't know. Okay, Remnar shows up, and he's got the beer. But
Oh,
I
the
love the
story,
story, how he got the beer. And dude, I'm watching this, and I'm
her
like,
husband has a restraining order against him.
this has to, like, when I picture bars and shit and people partying, that is exactly what I picture. Games like that.
I can really.
Dude, that is a
Yeah.
bar game. That is a bar game.
I really picture like a small town, hours from like the closest like supermarket.
Yes.
And all they have is a bar, and that's what everybody does every weekend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they
And
have
with a
this
free
game.
case of beer.
Let me paint the picture. They have this game where the ladies tuck a roll of toilet paper between their legs, and then the men put a pool cue between their legs.
And they put their hands behind their
They
head.
put their hands behind their head and they walk forward to each other, and the first one to complete insertion wins a case of beer. Remnar here apparently is the Robin Hood of this game. Like, his accuracy is amazing.
I mean, he spends all his time practicing. That's obviously why her husband has a restraining order.
Yes. Okay, but
I picture he has like a mannequin at home with a toilet paper roll on it, and he just does it all the time.
so
She has the tongue of a trout. Your mother had the tongue of a trout.
yes, I love that. That was
This woman could
good.
split wood. Your mother could split wood. I like how every time they said something, they got like really quiet. Like, I didn't want to know this.
The one thing I do have to question about this, okay, so Jeff Daniels, because yeah, in the story when this happens, he plays this game with his woman, and they're just like making out heavy, and apparently she's married.
Yep.
Yeah, I like when he's walking towards her and she's like looking at him all sexually, and I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, no,
just go back and forth
she
like
is
this.
not attractive. I mean, I'm not saying Remnar is a winner,
Then
but
I thought like it's small town.
yeah.
She's probably like the best there.
Oh,
so.
probably.
Moon dance was.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I have a question because he's telling the story of how he got the beer, but now he and apparently Ruben are familiar with this lady. Is that the deal?
It's a small town.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small town, and I'm going to assume that Remnar's done stuff with her before. So Remnar got in trouble to where her husband took out a restraining order against him.
Okay.
Because that's what he said. Because that's where he said, it's like, but because where he yelled at him and said, her husband has a restraining order against him, against you.
Thank you.
Isn't that where he comes in with? She's got the tongue of a trout.
Yeah.
Yes.
She got the tongue of a trout. Your mother has the tongue of a trout.
But that's what my question was, because while I'm watching this as a first time watcher, I'm thinking he's telling this story to Jeff Daniels kind of like a first time thing. And then all of a sudden Jeff Daniels is like, her husband has a restraining order against you. I'm like, wait, how the hell do you know
Because
this?
when he went to tell him the story, and as he started, he immediately yelled at him because it's like, you already have trouble or had trouble with her before. And then he's like, yeah, I know, but just listen to what happened. And then he tells the story, and then he got yelled at again. He's like, her husband has a restraining order against you.
But she's just too hot. You
Apparently.
you just can't contain yourself
could
when that's
split wood.
staring you in the
I want to
face.
get in her toilet paper roll.
Yeah, when you're jabbing that lady's toilet paper roll with your pool cue, it's really hard to resist.
Big ones are underage, Pop, trust me.
Oh, big ones, eh?
Oh, yeah, trophies. I seen the tracks. And you know what they say? Big bucks make big tracks. Store that away for a rainy day.
You mind if I hunt it with you?
I like to hunt alone.
Well, I don't mean side by side. I'll take the one and you take the other.
No, that's no good neither, because then when we get to the middle, we'll be shooting each other.
What are you talking? The ridge is 5 miles long.
And I plan on hunting every inch of it. I know. Why don't you hunt the swamp?
I'm hunting the swamp.
The whole swamp?
You hunt the whole ridge?
Well, that's how I hunt, eh?
Well, that's how I
wait a
hunt.
minute.
No, you can't hunt the ridge the same way you hunt
don't
the
have
swamp.
to-
Hell,
Hey,
they're two different terrains!
Hey, easy. If you're up on the ridge and Pop is down in the swamp, where the heck am I supposed to hunt?
How about out by the road?
Up by what road?
M35.
I think this leads into okay. So Remnar is going to be, he's talking about like this vision, I guess he had, but I like it when he's like, I had one of those things. What do you call it when like you're driving and they're like the
blackout?
Yes, the dad and Ruben were like blackout. And he's like, no, and apparently he goes on about this story of a 50-point buck. And I honestly thought This is the foreshadowing. At the end of the movie, Jeff Daniels' character is going to be the one to shoot a 50-point buck. And
I also thought the same thing.
It was literally a jab at Ruben because Ruben hasn't shot a buck yet.
Right. And I got that. But like, I get that. Obviously, when you bag a buck, you want it to have as many points as possible on the antlers. And that is the scoring, I'm assuming. I don't hunt.
The points on the antlers and the size of the buck all goes towards your scoring.
Okay.
Because you want it not only just to have a good size rack, but you want it to be big.
So the scene kind of continues, and now they're talking about where they're going to be hunting, and apparently Remnar's hunting the ridge. And I love
the whole ridge,
I love this scene
ridge.
because he's kind of been down doing something. And then so Jeff Daniels is kind of in the background, and he's like, "Oh, can I, hunt the ridge with you?" And his eyes are just like, "No, I'm hunting the ridge." And he's like, "How long was this ridge? Like 5 miles? 5 miles."
He's like, "I'll just you hunt from one side, I'll hunt the other." He's like, "No, I'm hunting the whole ridge. It's a 5-mile ridge. How do you hunt the whole thing?"
Yeah, I know. So, and I love this because, Remnar's hunting the ridge. The dad is hunting the swamp.
Albert's hunting the swamp.
They try to have him hunt by the highway. And hey, you know what? You see deer hit by the highway all the time. Yeah. Maybe that's like the prime spot for hunting.
Just grab whatever's left.
Yes. Ruben retreats to the 2-holer, and his dad goes out, and
when you're up in the woods where you can literally go anywhere you want, why not just go right next to the other person?
Yeah.
Like I'll tell you, I've used an outhouse, so I have no problem using an outhouse. It's just if I'm sitting literally next to someone, I'm seeing your everything. I'm just like, yeah, I don't
like your thighs are kind of touching together.
Their shoulders were touching on that.
Well, that's kind of how it is. But let's imagine
put your arm around each other.
It's the middle of winter. It's really cold. You're like, I gotta take crap, but it's really cold up there. And then someone's like, oh, I got to crap too. And then you can be together in the little house, warm it up. It's more comfortable.
Yeah.
You can hold hands.
I guess. But
rub each other's legs. Pooping. It's really nice.
You know what? You convinced me. I'm gonna install a second toilet right next to my toilet in my bathroom, so I can have company while
spread your legs a little bit, and I'll sit in your lap.
Oh.
Just go right through.
I'll be
gross.
Be between your legs. I'm pretty sure I won't hit you.
Oh man, no.
I could hit you a little bit if you like it.
So apparently, Ruben's deal is Ruben is 43, and in their personal family record book, the oldest person to bag a buck, which was ridiculous, apparently.
And he was like the dumbest of
was it Albert?
No, it was
Albert. Wasn't it Albert?
No, Albert's the dad, isn't it? Who am I talking about?
I swear. Wasn't it Albert?
No, Albert's the dad.
It was with an A, though, I swear to God.
Yeah, like Alvin or...
It might have been something like that.
So Alvin Sodi was the oldest one at 43, and even in the book it said... Embarrassingly.
Old age of 43 to never bagged a buck.
Right, and those words were the words used by Albert, his father. And he's like, how old am I, Pops? And he's like, 43. So if he doesn't get one now...
He's fucked.
Yes, the embarrassment torch. Yes.
Didn't they show how he shot the deer?
They did.
Yeah, he just put his gun up to behind his shoulder and just shot.
He's in the 2-holer taking a giant shit, and he just hears something behind him.
Yes.
So he just shoots.
Which could be anybody.
Yes.
It could be absolutely anything.
Yeah, I know.
He heard grunting, and he heard sounds like I guess deer sounds.
I mean, the sound they made was grunting and whatnot. So
I don't know, I guess.
And who takes their gun with them in there? Why you got that?
He was the idiot.
Alvin, he is the idiot of the family.
Yes.
He's not the brightest crayon.
Yeah, so let's not give him too
brightest
much.
bulb in the box. He's not the sharpest
look at
crayon.
This movie. They literally use any excuse to grab their guns and run around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically, Michigan guys.
This is where things take a paranormal twist. I'll be honest with you. I would have been way more entertained by this movie if this UFO shit was not in here.
Oh, come on. That makes up a good part of the movie. And
it's such a...
This is that first part. Let's talk about where they start going off the rails.
Yes.
It's a good thing because I feel like everybody in Michigan who has spent time in the woods overnight or something has like, oh man, I saw this thing. I saw something in the sky. Okay. It's something you have to include in a Michigan movie.
I can agree with that 100% because I don't know anybody here who doesn't have some sort of UFO encountery kind of something.
Everybody knows someone who was like in the woods or in the middle of nowhere and they saw this thing.
And I can get behind that, but man, do they like really put that in your face in this movie?
Well, just like their accent. Oh yeah,
I mean,
it
wasn't really UFO, but still.
Well, it's supernatural. Yeah, I mean, you got some crazy lights and shit and unexplained phenomena and stuff, and it's like if they dialed that back and focused more on the hunting jokes,
it would have been terrible. The first half of the movie, when it's just like hunting and like redneck stuff, I mean, it's kind of amusing because like I'm like, okay, it's fun to make fun of rednecks, but it's also at the same time like I get enough of this, just like watching the really oversized trucks with the Confederate flags going down the street, peeling out all the time. So
Yes.
I was like,
So this is where we meet. Oh my God.
Jimmer Nagumini from Menominee.
Thank you, Jimmer. Which, by the way, when I'm first watching this movie, I thought his name was
abducted
Shimmer.
by aliens.
I thought his name was Shimmers. I thought he was like a My Little Pony name or something. It's Shimmers. Yeah, well, there's no real good like caption or whatever for this movie. So I was
I just
listening to them.
assumed you just weren't.
No,
supposed to
because then they
understand
said
him
when
for
they
half the
said
movie.
when they brought him back, he was different. He changed.
Oh yeah, no. I get that you're not really supposed to understand him, but when they were saying his name through their thick Youper accents, I thought they were saying Shimmers at first. Okay, so apparently now he's like drinking like a fish. They cannot give him liquor and alcohol fast
He was on the
enough.
roof.
So
So
the grade of alcohol they did for him,
Oh yeah.
where he had to go for each of them.
because they said he needed, he wanted they get him a shotgun. So I'm like, when I first heard that, the first time I heard that, it was like a shotgun, but it's a drinking thing that I
Oh my
don't know
God.
about when they first said it was like a shotgun. So they went and got him beer.
Wait. This is the first time you've seen it, right?
This ain't the first time I've seen the movie.
No. I mean, like
When I first saw it, this
Okay,
thought
and
was
how
when I
old
first saw
were
it.
you?
This is horrible for me to try to do this.
That is a rough estimate.
It's important to be exact.
Oh yes.
Carry
Apparently,
the divide by 2.
I think it was like 11.
Oh, okay.
The Berlin
11 or
Wall
12.
fell.
Because
11, something like that.
Because I don't know, I don't even drink beer. I feel like I've known what shotgunning a beer is like my whole
I
life.
didn't,
But
like-
11 makes sense. 11 makes sense.
I didn't. Eventually, I learned this.
They also said like he can drink anything, but realistically, he just dumped half of it on his face.
Yeah.
He
Was he
apparently-
doing that thing where it's going on the side of his mouth?
Well, no,
No, it was
he
going
did
literally
it
on
in his
his
mouth,
face.
but then he moved his hand a little bit, so it went on his on his
Yeah.
upper lip. But then he would go back and forth between that.
Because I kind of seen that, but like it didn't seem like he was gulping or swallowing, and it looked like it was just kind of disappearing. So I'm like, are you just
No,
pouring it
they
to the
drank.
side?
He put it went down his mouth. Like some of it kind of probably overflowed from his mouth, but he did poured it in his mouth.
Okay. He was abducted, and his Chevy took a shit.
No, his Chevy shook a shit.
Chevy shook a shit.
It shook a shit.
Don't make me sigh any harder into my microphone. Yes. Okay. But no, Jeff Daniels, he wants to change his routine because he's 43 and whatever
Well, hold on.
their whole thing
Before
isn't
that happened,
working.
This is the whole thing that led into that. It's after you told a story, then you hear Albert, he's all pissed off. What the fuck's happening? They walk out to, I don't know, some sort of shed,
This
like
is actually-
cooler. That
I love
where
this part.
all the whiskey turned to
Oh,
sap.
that's right. I forgot. Yeah.
All that's missing is the
Oh.
pancakes and the butter.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I forgot that part as well because after
Because
that,
then is when they said they wanted at least we still got the pasties.
speaking of which, we got to go get some pasties.
I've never had one, but I've seen them
Me
like
neither.
There's a place in Frankenmuth that sells them. It's not that far.
because I've seen like signs before,
I've never
occasionally
had
at like certain places, like oh we have the, and I always thought they're called pasties because I never heard of that anybody say
Yeah.
it before, and then all I could think of was
Pasties
those,
go on your
The
nips.
yeah, those
Yeah.
nipple
Yeah.
things, and I was like
That, to be honest, that's the
edible
first.
nipple covers.
I loved that part so much because when they said that, that was the first thing I thought. It's like, why do 4 drunk ass dudes need some pasties up in
Okay,
the woods?
why?
They're pasties.
Why wouldn't 4 drunk ass grown men need those? I
But
mean,
then
come
they
on.
said we're not having
You
pasties.
know what though?
They went in the
With
house.
the direction this movie went, I wouldn't have been shocked at all.
Oh
if they needed
yeah.
them.
After Jimmers and all this stuff, yes, all the whiskey it curdled and was sap. And I love how like devastated everybody was at deer camp with no whiskey.
Yeah.
Can't have deer camp with no
without
whiskey. And then that's when Jeff Daniels, Ruben, drops the bomb where he's like,
We're not having pasties.
We're not having pasties. I have to change this up, guys, because I'm 43. What we normally do isn't working. And when he says
Ruben
that,
was Remnar was the last one to actually agree to it because Ruben went on the spiel of how every year is the same
Yes.
thing and nothing.
That
Right.
was when I realized he wasn't just wearing a torn up flannel shirt.
Yes!
He was
Oh my
wearing
God, his
yes.
shirt from when he was 9 years
shirt
old.
from when he was fucking nine.
After that, I was like,
He's-
that is amazing.
Is it comfortable? No. Does it keep me warm? Not at all.
Does it smell?
Absolutely.
yeah, I love how it's like half duct tape.
Yeah, I never even realized how small it was until after that scene, and I'm like, that's really good.
Every time they showed him from a slightly farther back angle, I just laughed because of the shirt.
Mickey Wenny Wen, Minnie Wenny 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 Minty one day Goosey Goosey Ishi Goosey Goochie Goosey Goosey Geechie Money do Minty Gewani. My good wish to wish you not a mo, not a motion, not a wanna gay. Do was it well watch Not a mo, not a mo, not a mo, not a mo, no motion. Motion, not a motion. Not a mo, not a mo, not a mo. Not a motion. Motion, not a walking, not a walking. Not a mo, not a mo, not a motion, not a one game.
I'm trying to see what the hell happens after
this. It
Rutabagas
shows
and
them
lard.
their meal replacement that they're planning.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
testicle
So
soup.
he shows it
He
to him
didn't tell him
inside, and they're gathering it all up. And he's like, "We gotta go over here."
I got to do this thing
And
first.
it cuts to
Jimmer fucking
just
booking it.
booking it. Yeah, I laughed
Why do you
so
have
hard.
two? Oh, this one's Jimmers.
And it's such a small scene, but I like that scene. And another one coming up, he presents these shakes, which are their meal replacement, which at first everybody's getting behind because they're tasty.
Not a mo, not a mo. not
Oh
a
my
motion.
God. Like at first it was annoying. And then like I just went into hysterics because I'm like, now it's kind of funny because of how long this is.
And then pretty soon you're singing it, dancing around.
Yes. And it goes from day to night, which
like-
makes it even better.
He
Because
did this like afternoon, and it's like it's nighttime now.
I'm assuming this was all improv. But I like how he's going on word after word after word, and it's going, and he's got the 3 smallest pieces of paper. It looks like he's reading, which, by the way, also has the ingredients list.
Yeah.
This is not all on
Okay,
there.
well, no, maybe it's like you have to say Nanamo 33 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like they broke it down into smaller
Yes.
pieces because it's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, so he does this dance, and they all drink like this weird like what's it, moose testicle milkshake? Is that what
Yes.
Remnar calls it?
Basically.
And before they know the ingredients, they're into this. They like this, and I like how Remnar's like, ooh, what's in this? I might want to steal the recipe. He's like, oh, I don't know. It's a
hold on, I
it's a
got it right
potion.
here.
Yeah, and it's like, oh wait, it's right here. And, okay, that was one of I think the first spoken jokes I laughed at.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good.
All the ingredients sound normal,
there's
but when he says
There's like the first 4 are normal, and then you get like earthworms baked on a shovel,
Yes.
100
Well,
flies,
see-
powdered moose testicles.
well, did you
Yes.
did you realize how he spaced that out? The first 4 ingredients, he said it, then he said it. Then after that, he ran it through quickly so they wouldn't second guess it. But they're like, "Yeah, no, we heard you."
And it's because, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's because Remnar and the dad won't drink it that now they need the porcupine piss because that's bringing the evil.
No, after you drink it, because it's supposed to enhance your I think
era.
their era.
Their air. Oh my God.
And it's
yes.
supposed to like
It's the air around
basically make it so that way it's
I
easier
can
for you to
feel
get
my
bucks.
era.
Good, Jimmers.
There's spirits in the trees, and now that your era is stronger, the evil spirits can harm you. So you drink after you drink, the drink and do the ritual and whatnot. Now you need the piss to ward off the evil spirits.
Yes. And
So it's not they're drinking it because it brought the evil spirits, but because now the evil spirits can now sense you, so to speak.
okay.
They needed a
makes
better
you a
porcupine.
beacon.
That shit was not good enough, apparently.
No.
Oh no. But man,
Oh,
did
not
he
for,
have an overabundance
yeah,
of piss or what?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I love how it,
Whole, like,
after they show him the piss,
You want me to drink just 2?
like the whole next scene just cuts into him describing how he got it, and everyone's
Yes.
getting annoyed.
Well, I like how Jerry says, "You want to drink just 2?"
He just wants to drink everything. By the way, he does drink it at some point, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I thought so. I
At
thought
some
so.
point.
Okay,
Like
so
how this whole movie just took in the span of pretty much 2 days. A
Wait.
day and a morning.
really, that's it?
Yeah, it's a day and a morning.
Oh man, this was filmed
Just
in real
one whole
time.
day in the morning.
Okay, did not realize that at all. Talk about bringing back some memories because this is when they're playing euchre, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't euchre primarily just a Michigander thing?
It is. Decks do not consist of 2s, 3s, and 4s.
Oh yeah,
I think
it's
about the
nines.
lowest
It's
cards.
9s and higher.
Yeah, 9s and higher. Can't remember.
I love euchre, and when I'm listening to these guys bicker, it took me back to when I was hanging out with like my brothers when I can't maybe. Probably even preteen, and they're trying to teach me to play, and it's nothing but people bickering over what's Trump. Nobody's giving help here, and I'm supposed to count on you for a point and all this shit. I'm like, yes, this felt so realistic to
And
me.
nowadays, everybody's bickering about Trump.
I was thinking the
So
same
true.
thing.
So true.
But, I never really learned how to play euchre.
Oh my God,
I
it was
learned once, but I don't
I've played it
remember.
before, but I've never.
Man,
I want to be retaught because the game, when I played it, it was fun.
oh my God.
I sort of played it, but it was like I was learning it while I was playing it,
we
so I
gotta
didn't really
play.
get it. And then that was it. And I was
There's
like, okay.
4 of us. It's perfect. At some point, we have to play euchre.
Okay, but we
On the
need
podcast,
whiskey.
dude, I'd be down for that.
Oh my God, it is
We need
such
whiskey
a
and
great.
porcupine piss.
Hey, you know what?
Oh, pasties.
That can get
Yes.
That can get as verbally violent as Uno probably can.
We will make this happen.
We all
Okay.
have to dress as one of the characters in the movie.
Oh yes! Oh my God!
Fuck, I'll do it.
That would be. Oh man, I want to be Remnar.
I want to be the DNR guy because I have the same build.
Oh, yes, that'd be great. Fucking Ranger Tom. Okay, so yes. Anyway, okay, let's get back on track. Let's forget about my history. We are playing euchre here, and I love this scene. And then all of a sudden, like,
He stops.
yes,
You forget what Trump is?
no, he has 2 3s and 4s.
It's more like, there's no 2 3s and 4s.
There are no 2 3s and 4s in a 20-mile radius. But now they all have 2 3s and 4s. And okay,
And you start hearing shit and rumbling.
yep, you're hearing noises and lights again too, right? Are there lights in this one? Because they were a little heavy-handed on the lights. Lights equal paranormal.
They showed lights, but you didn't see any in the cabin yet. During this whole scene, everybody's like hiding for safety. Ruben grabs the gun and he's checking all the windows till stuff starts to die down. All of a sudden, last window, rips it open. Ranger Town.
Oh yeah,
Wasn't it the door he ripped open?
I think so.
Not a window?
This is where we see Ranger Tom, and yes, he's a DNR originally from Detroit. Yes,
Right.
man, he is weirder than anybody else in this movie.
He is my favorite character because it's like almost as soon as he walks in the door, you know that this guy's
He's
awkward.
off.
Yeah, because they're all like arguing, kind of like trying to tell him what's going on, and he's just in the foreground.
Yes.
Sweet chariot.
And this is probably one of 5 times he sings it.
Yeah.
Damn
And yes,
song.
they let him sing it because they didn't want to interrupt it in fear that they might,
Lose
take
their
the
hunting
hunting
license.
license. And apparently, this is the time of year where DNR is more powerful than God.
God.
Yes. And so, okay, I am led to believe by what I've experienced in this movie thus far that the light he's seen on the ridge is more just like supernatural UFO stuff.
It's God.
Because he starts speaking language that he's never heard of before or uttered in his life.
Okay, so now hold on here. So then it's not misinterpreted aliens as God. He legitimately seen God. So now we got a
He
person
says
who's
he's
seen
seen- he
God.
says he's seen
I
God.
think
That's what he said.
That what it might be saying is like, when you're in the magical wilderness of the UP,
Yes.
you have such a personal spiritual experience, and everybody can see it their own way.
All right.
Dude goes into this epic monologue, though. Holy shit. And then it just like drowns out and they start
Oh.
talking to each other. It's like, fucking.
Yeah, he goes on this existential crisis rant and is stripping down. And I'm watching this like, how far is he going to go?
At
And-
least he stopped at his fucking white beater and fucking undies.
And, okay.
Because I was like, nope.
Yes. And,
Oh, wait, hold up. He still had his shoes and socks on. But
Oh yeah, because he
did.
just gets up with his pants around his ankles,
his hat on,
and
too.
he's
Kinda
like
waddles away.
shuffling through the cabin, going on about
Yes.
existence and God and self and his soul. And
It's funny because Ranger Tom just shows up. None of them know him. They even say like I've never seen you before. I've been ticketed by every DNR
Yes.
agent around here.
He's new to these parts.
Mm.
And he just hangs out, stays there at their
Yeah.
cabin for
Because
the entire time.
They're afraid to push away the DNR because, like you said, they're more powerful than God.
this is where we get freaking. Yeah, okay, questionable here. Wait. We're getting to that part.
This
And
is one of my
I really want to
favorite
get there.
parts.
But hold on here. So is this a dream? Is this hallucination? Is this more aliens? Because he wakes up.
Ruben wakes up, and then all of a sudden, he looks out the window,
Yes.
and you see Jimmer, Remnar, and Albert.
they're like a totem pole
Bring your
gun
of
up.
heads.
It's
Put your
kinda
finger on the
creepy.
trigger.
Yeah.
Steady your nerves. Put your finger on the trigger.
We hear this
Bring
a
your
lot through
gun
this
up.
movie. They just,
Pulls
is a
the
dream,
sheet down.
right?
Yeah.
that's my
Well,
question.
it wasn't a dream yet. Because he woke, he saw that. I think it's like he woke up still in a daze,
Yes.
and then he has that whole
Like seizure.
We're-
a state. We'll say he goes into a state.
Oh yeah,
He's
but
having a vision.
we get transported apparently a few times.
Yeah. What was it? The school first.
No. First he's just outside by like a fire pit or barrel or
Yeah.
something. Then he's in the school football field, which I didn't know the guy that was staring back at him, but apparently that's the great grandpa.
Anything free is worth saving up for.
Yeah, I love that saying.
That's a good
oh my
one.
god,
That is
I
good.
love that.
I just love the sayings because the sayings are great.
From there, he's just running in the woods, and at first, when it was a far back shot, I thought he was naked. Maybe I was like, wishful thinking, but I thought he was
He
running
stops
naked.
and sees his
Wife.
younger self.
No.
No, younger
Oh,
self
that's
first.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he turns around.
That damn kid.
And turns back, and then he sees his wife.
He saw the same type of stuff that the DNR officer saw.
Oh,
And they talk about that a little bit later about their similar experience. So if it
Yeah.
was a dream, how could they both have experienced
Okay, well then
his
that
dream?
answers my question because I didn't know if it was like hallucinations, dreaming, or more of this paranormal alien stuff, which obviously. But here's the thing: we come back to the cabin now, and he's in like this weird trance-like state, staring out the window, and Remnar.
it had to have been some kind of vision because, like, didn't he open the window and he sees all the lights and he's just having a seizure?
So it's more like
he never technically moved from that spot.
No, he fell to his knees and that was it.
Well, I mean,
he fell to his
Physically,
knees
maybe
and
never moved.
he could have been moved and put back in the same
He
spot.
was traveling in his mind.
Yeah. What do they call that when you
Out
have
of body?
Yeah, but there's
Yeah.
there's a term for an out of body experience. I can't think of it.
LSD.
Yes. No. Okay.
There was definitely some acid in the sap.
What's he looking for?
Reuben's froze up. We think maybe he's cursed. He not either cursed, he's just cursed. Look at him. We must have stood there for a good 30 minutes. Nobody moved a muscle. Unfortunately, that included the Jimmer. Finally, Ranger Tom suggested some basic DNR training he thought might be useful in this situation.
Pump his legs. One potato, two potato, three potato, 4,
5 potatoes, 6 potatoes, 7 potato more.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potatoes, 4.
We come back into probably the only thing worth watching this movie for. They can't snap him out of this, so they're gonna put his face in front of Jimmer's butt. Now I'm laughing because the situation looks so bad.
It's great because they show it from a side view.
Yes, and I'm just like,
They're ready to catch him.
I
He's like,
thought that was the payoff, but it goes farther. Now Ranger Tom's gonna help. And he's like, something like, this is part of his training. And like the dad and the brother are pumping Jimmer's legs while he's sleeping, mind you. He's still completely oblivious to all this. And then Ranger Tom
there must be a blockage.
climbs
so that
up
he
on
jumps
the
up.
bed.
But he's like on top of Jimmer.
Yes.
Like his crotch is probably
God.
resting on the back of his head
Yes.
in this position.
And so now,
I think it actually is. Like they show it because at
And
this
then
point,
Jimmer
it comes,
wakes up.
Jimmer wakes
and
up.
lifts his head up.
yes, oh my God, Jimmer
then-
wakes up.
Ranger Tom moves. All of a sudden, it just pulls himself up and looks. Well, that explains my dream.
Yes, oh my God. So now I'm thinking, this is the payoff because it just keeps getting better. And even though this is a touch on my typical like annoyance fart joke side, he's trying to push because I guess he knows what's going on or something.
well, yeah, they're all
He
like
don't
trying
care.
to explain it to him.
Yeah.
They're kind
I
of
don't
like tripping
think he
over their
even
words.
Actually cared.
He
or
just
knew.
gets
He just felt
out of
like
fart.
all blocked up, and he's just trying to get it out.
And so we get a couple of these grunty screeches out of his butt before the main event. We
He's
get
like,
this
oh shit, done.
ridiculous fart sound effect. And
Aw.
but I didn't like that at first. It got better when people are flying. There's like
Ranger
wind
Tom hit
effects.
the floor.
And it gets better when it's done and it's foggy and
Everybody's eyes are encrusted with dust.
Yes.
Yes.
That is a
Oh, there's
fart.
actually that goes back to the beginning. It's foggy in there because of if you notice, like when Remnar flopped on the couch, dust
Yes.
shot out.
Yeah, that's so old and dusty. So he like stirred up all the dust, and like Ranger Tom is trying to push himself
Okay.
off the wall, but like he can't because the wind is so strong.
Yes.
He's stuck to the wall.
Man,
I like the like leaf blower to the guy's face. It was bad.
Yeah.
oh man, all I know is when I originally seen this and I thought it was going to be nothing more than like, let's put his face in front of his butt. He's going to fart and come to like, oh, like this is gross. And I'm like, all right, yeah, lame. This just kept
no, dude, he
taking
lost
it
his fucking shit.
one step higher for like 3 or 4 more steps. And this is even if you don't like fart jokes, because I'm not a huge fan of fart jokes, this is awesome.
I was
is
disappointed
the
when I
fart
realized
joke.
they were going to go with the fart joke, and by the end of it, I was like, "This is the best scene in the movie."
Oh yeah. You have to help me out with this one. Because when the dust settles, Ruben is explaining his dream.
Yeah, Remnar puts Ruben on the couch. Jimmer puts Tom next to him. And then Ruben looks up at Albert and says, "What's happening to me, Pop?" And then he says it. 'Cause it's like EIE, the bear walk. Is what he
Yeah,
says.
that's what I didn't understand. What's the
And
bear
I
walk?
guess it's
like
an Indian thing.
Native American kind of
It's a
like
Native American thing.
All right, well, I gathered that, but like, what is it?
It's just
Because
what it is, man.
they're explaining it,
They
and
explain
I don't get
but
it.
They explain it and they don't, because if remember what he said at the beginning, they don't explain things.
Oh yeah.
So it's like they do, but they don't. It's like I said, it's a Native
Oh.
American thing that they don't expand too much upon it, but it can take the shape of anything. But the human part is the spirit that it came from. Tate's
So
what-
is it an out of body experience where you are the thing is the bear walk, or is it the
what
possession?
you see? It's what you see. I mean, it possesses you, but when you're in that state, it's what you see.
I took it as some sort of like forest spirit.
Yeah,
that
it's
like
pretty
kind
much
of
what
like
it is.
comes to you when you're in like a bad place.
Yeah, I assume the bear walk
Apparently
was
sheds light on things.
Yeah, he
but I
is the
don't know.
most. Seems like the most violent one. I would assume from what, but they didn't say about any other ones. But I would assume because that's the one that everybody seems to be afraid of.
Why didn't you bring in a specialist on Native American culture?
I don't know.
Just for this episode?
I don't know.
But then during
Apparently
that,
they did. That's where most of the budget
but
went
you
to.
know,
No, that's why they left themselves a loophole where it's like they don't explain things well, so they can just say what they want and be like, oh, they don't explain things well. Just
they
run
really
with it.
don't explain. It's not even that they don't explain things well. They just don't explain things.
Oh, do
But
they
then-
really say that? Do they
Yeah,
have the
that's
tings
what they said.
on the
I don't
th?
know.
They don't explain
I know like
things.
the duh for instead of
Right,
like
yeah.
th, but I don't know about the
a lot of their, and I'm assuming, well, I would assume a lot of things, but I would assume that they would have done a little bit of research on how they talk. But
I'm
like,
sure they must know.
Yeah, I suppose so. More UFO lights, more supernatural. Jimmers gets possessed. This is where they learn they need a sacrifice.
You know what? What's funny is because I didn't catch that the porcupine piss was to protect them from the evil spirits.
Yes.
So he starts going crazy and drinking the piss. That's why he gets out of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
I
come
didn't
on.
I didn't even get
Come
that.
on, because he's like freaking out. He's jumping all over the place. He grabs.
Yes,
the-
he says. Here, in my defense, when he had the UFO shit the first time, he was hell bent on drinking a lot of alcohol and whiskey and shit. So I thought, well, he's possessed now. He's just going after porcupine piss and whatever he can get his hands on.
I thought he was-
I didn't-
wasn't possessed before. This is the first time Jimmer got possessed.
I didn't realize it was for his safety and protection.
Yeah.
I
what
didn't
else
get
would
it.
porcupine piss before?
I don't know. Why is he going on this crazy binge of drinking craziness?
He's
Jimmer.
A Uber. That's what they do.
yeah. I mean, he's-
His abduction from UFOs
mountain
changed
man.
him and turned him into a living legend.
So,
Plus,
all right.
he's depressed because his Chevy shook a shit. So he's just drinking his troubles away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jimmers in his possessed state is when they realize that they need a sacrifice. And oh my God, I didn't realize, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm assuming this is what happens. They cover.
Ranger Tom.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
oh my God, that's
Yep.
called porcupine piss, right?
Yes.
Oh man, when they said they needed a sacrifice, I seen this like, holy shit, are they gonna light him on fire? I thought,
I thought it was gasoline.
yeah,
That would've been fucked up.
That would have been like a really dark turn.
Oh my, that's what I thought. I'm like,
And probably
And they even
pretty
poured the
cool.
shit in his hat
To
and
be
put it on his
fair, I
face.
kind of like from the time he showed up till pretty much the end of the movie, I half expected them to murder Ranger.
You know,
Tom.
I felt that too. Like I felt that vibe. Like they're gonna kill him
Yeah.
and bury him in the woods.
but that's the thing. Like after this talk about God and all this shit, and they're like, they need a sacrifice, and he's just in his weird, like kind of catatonic like state. Oh my God.
because they're like, we need somebody, but I mean, which one of us is it gonna be?
Yes.
they kind of all look at him like,
Yeah, and then when I see all
Yeah.
this shit going on, I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna burn
They
this
started
guy.
singing his song, covered him in porcupine piss, and just shoved him out the
And
door.
that's when I realized they had a lot of porcupine piss. They had a lot of piss. They like just cover him in this and push him outside, which by the way looks really cold.
Yeah, there's like snow on the ground. He's covered
I
now
was
in
thinking
liquid.
that it looked too warm throughout the entire movie.
I don't really know when deer season is, so I don't really.
It's
I didn't
deer
know.
season's what? Generally around, I
There
want
was
to
a
say
fuck ton of snow
September,
last time I went
October.
hunting.
All right. Well, all I
Maybe
know
November?
is you could see his. I didn't even notice snow to be honest with you, but you could see his breath, and he's out there.
I mean, they actually show later in the ending. There's snow on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few scenes where you can see
Oh.
a couple piles of snow here and there.
All right. Well,
Maybe it was
I guess
just
I
a
did
warmer.
Oh yeah. You know what?
season.
Yeah. When he was running through the woods,
Well, I was just
I did
thinking,
see snow.
that's
You're
in
right.
It's in the UP. There's always fucking snow.
Yeah. So, but he's out there. It looks
Just
cold
get lucky
as
enough
shit.
to have a warm day.
I did not like this next scene. I'm sorry.
What, Ranger Tom jumped through?
I thought it was
when,
great.
when like the metal starts playing,
Dude, it got really intense.
like the really
What's funny is
terrible like garage
Ranger
band
Tom
metal.
became a
Yes.
possessed
So I was-
badass.
Like
I,
I
thought
wasn't
it was really
expecting it.
funny.
Also, like, they covered him in piss and shoved him out.
Yes.
And I was just like, "Where's it go from here?"
Yeah, I didn't know
And
either.
What's funny is when he busted back in through the window, I didn't realize it was Ranger Tom at first. I'm like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah, I didn't
It's
know.
like, oh.
I had no idea what this was building up and leading to. But he's outside. It's cold. Everybody's inside. They all grab their rifles, and you know they're set for whatever the hell's supposed to happen. And correct me if I'm wrong. Did he fly through the window feet first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
He's possessed.
Okay,
possessed Ranger Tom.
It makes sense, but I see like that's weird. And I guess
He
like
also threw Remnar, like a 400-pound man, through the roof.
yes.
Yeah, he did.
So I mean, come on.
Yeah, you know, actually, I want to backtrack about this. There's a scene where Ruben, Jeff Daniels, is envisioning himself bringing home that buck, and he has it over his shoulder, and he's jumping up and down for joy. Could you do that?
No.
Holding a buck.
I want to point out that he's just having a fantasy.
Oh, okay, yeah,
He was,
all right,
but
all
I know.
right.
You couldn't.
Fair enough, but I
He
didn't think
also
so.
was 43 and a buckless youper. So him having a buck in his fantasy is...
I'm trying to think, like, could you do that?
I mean,
Because they were saying the average weight's like 250 pounds.
oh, no way. No way. You'd have to be one hell of a strong guy
Plus,
to jump
you
with
know,
a buck.
maybe he gutted him and then brought him home.
How much do you lose on guts? You think so?
No. I guess it depends.
Probably a bit, I'd say.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I just seen that scene, and when he's jumping with his buck over his shoulder, I'm like, that wouldn't happen. But you're right. It's a fantasy. Anything can go. You're absolutely right. 100%.
Plus people getting possessed in the
him
woods.
jumping.
And, you know.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, he's jumping.
He was hugging and
Oh,
jumping
yeah.
his wife.
Yeah, he's excited. He's jumping with that buck.
He also had an erection. I see.
Yes. But okay, let's get back on track.
The buck did, not him.
Ranger Tom
Don't
is
lie, everyone
possessed.
Beats the shit out of everybody.
Wait, everybody had a boner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike actually called me. He's like, hey, you watching that movie? I'm like, yeah. Do you have a boner too? I'm like, I do.
Oh, that explains
I was
the
gonna ask
weird
Isaiah, but I don't have
text
his number,
I got a
so-
group text with a bunch of eggplant emojis. I didn't know what was going on.
Kisaki. Kisaki. Sweet love. Sweet chariot. Coming for to carry me. Oh,
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for the
I apparently I'm losing everything I thought I knew about this movie because he starts singing the whole Swing Low song again, and now he's singing with a female voice. What's going on here?
Because that's Jeff Daniels' character's wife.
Okay. I kind of thought so, but I wasn't sure.
Because he was possessed by
evil
by
spirit.
EIE, the spirit of the
I
woods.
didn't realize the spirit had a name.
Neither
That's
did I.
what they call it, EIE, the bear walk.
I did not catch that. That just blended into all their other weird ramblings. Did not catch it.
But that's what they kept saying is whenever they were
I think
possessed
I need to
EIE,
watch
that's
this
its
movie
name.
every year for the next like 10 years. Maybe I'll get it.
Well, maybe.
Because he was, like I said, he attacked everybody and he went to attack Ruben. But I'm going to take it as like the charm that his wife gave him to a degree protected him. And that's what warded off the spirit. And then that's when he started hearing his wife.
You know what I'm starting to take from this whole movie? I'm starting to take from this movie that he only got that buck still because of his wife.
Yeah, I thought that.
she prayed for him.
100%.
She gave him the
prayed for
you
him.
know, the I don't know, the
blessing.
inspiration.
He didn't
the,
want
gave him the
no, I don't
blessing.
even know.
The determination.
She
She
used
gave
her
him the
Native
blessing of the
American
woods.
powers to make him get a buck. This is
'Cause
still
when-
not even
okay,
on
hold
him.
on.
because when he
hold up.
shot it, it flashes over to her miles away in her
Yes.
house, and she wakes up and smiles and goes back to sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
But all are
so he's still
one.
not a man.
Nah.
But him killing this buck could give him the confidence to kill any more each season.
And this is the scene where he just takes off running
This is
In
where
his
I was
pajamas.
thinking like
in his pajamas,
In his
yes.
long johns.
Yes.
In his pajamas,
I mean, I
boots,
guess
and his
he's
lucky
pretty-
hat.
Like he's giving up at this point. Like he's like I just got to go do this. Like he doesn't care because I was like it's gonna be fucking cold out
yeah,
there.
and
like,
he, well, I mean,
He
you know,
just
he's
said,
on
"Fuck it,
that
I gotta
runner's
go."
high.
Yeah, he
you
was
know?
in that mindset.
Yes.
Nothing else existed. He
Exactly.
knew where that. I mean, he ran right to the buck.
Yeah, because he's
Time to put his
following.
fucking
He's
boots on.
following that shiny god bear
Yeah, he's
walk
not like-
light
He
through
didn't know
the
it was his
trees.
wife.
it's his wife.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm
Oh.
just saying.
But, but yeah,
I like how you looked at me like
It was
for real.
effect-
Like
I
oh,
feel like
why'd
it-
you learn that?
It was. I feel like it was effectively her prayer guiding him to the buck.
Okay.
That's what he was chasing.
so he chases it, and
He sees great
Uncle Alphonse.
I was
Yes.
actually kind of annoyed with this.
why?
It was
Ain't you
it was
dead?
dumb that he just had like 5 lines. It was just all of his sayings.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
It was
yes.
kinda
Talk
weird.
to him a minute after.
I mean, like,
saying,
yeah, but it's like
ain't you dead?
we kind of all got who
Yeah.
it was. You didn't need to have
Very
him
dead.
say every single one of his sayings.
Yeah,
But
they
I
had to
kind of-
cement it.
I kind of got it because if it's like his great uncle or whatever, he maybe didn't have any real experience with him.
It was
Right.
his great grandpa.
Great grandpa.
Oh,
yeah.
great grandpa, whatever. And so, like, the only thing he knew about him was all the sayings that his dad and stuff said. So for him to have a hallucination about him, it would only be made up of what he knows, which are
Oh.
just the sayings that he was taught.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's all he
I
could-
can see
That's
that.
all he could
But so
hallucinate.
right after he runs into great granddad there, he sees the shimmer.
He's like, I want you to bring your gun up, put your finger on the trigger, take a deep breath, steady nerves, and shoot that buck.
Which he does. Which I have to say, I'm kind of disappointed This is a movie about deer hunting.
And they didn't show the deer.
You don't see a single deer.
Yeah, it's true.
What the
like
shit?
real deer hunting.
I'm like, I
feel like it's harder to, show a deer shot when you're filming a movie in a woods.
No,
so
100%. But like, they couldn't use some B-roll of a deer. They don't have to show them together. But you can show a clip of a deer walking through, and he sees it. See him. I don't know, but I was kind of
He's
irritated.
tripping balls.
Yes.
All you see is the light, man.
Yeah, you didn't really see anything in the movie. It was just all about the experience.
I guess, but so he does everything his grandpa tells him to do.
His acid trip.
Yes, he does everything his grandpa instructs him to do, and he shoots his first buck. And I love how right after everybody shows up, I'm like, oh, we just use the road. Road's like right there.
It was like it went from his great grandpa's hand to his dad's hand on his shoulder.
Yeah,
and he's so proud.
Well, because it was funny because he looked at him and he was like, "How the hell did you get up here?" And then also his dad's like, "We took the road."
And they all come barreling out of the truck,
and then this
in embrace.
I know this awful country music starts playing.
Yes!
A tear comes to your eye.
Jimmer, Remnar, and Rubin. Sorry,
Remnar. Dude, that's good. I like
Jimmer, Remnar, and Ruben all embrace, and Tom tries to join.
Yes, dude, I'm watching that, and it is
Tom's
so
just kind of the
awkward
outsider.
and
I
so
know.
weird, but it was kind of funny.
Tom just was so lonely. And earlier when Ruben is talking about his weird experience in the night, and Tom wants to know about it, he's like, well, Dad, you were there, and Ruben, you were there, and Jimmers was there, and then Tom's like, was I there? And he's like, no.
Yeah, I know. I felt so
I was
bad.
like, man,
He just lied to the guy.
he just wants to hang out in your cabin and be a guy with you.
Yes. Oh man, it was so good. But yeah, so Albert's voiceover kind of narrates us out of the movie about how like his buck fed the family for like the whole year or something.
Till next spring.
Yeah, till next spring. And I'm actually, man, I'm not one for closure. But this movie's already given you closure anyway. You know what happened? What the hell are the details? What was the point? I want to know this shit now. Because here's the thing.
It was probably the wimpiest little like newborn buck.
But here's the thing. The whole movie, it's all comparison. This person got this one. This guy got this one. This one got this. It's like, because that's what it's all about.
But for him, it was just about getting it.
And
it didn't matter anything else. It was probably already dead and laying there, and he just shot it again.
Yes, but he didn't even legitly get it himself. He got it through the spirits and aliens and shit.
But that's how you always
He didn't even notice the truck pulling up. They could have just been like, they heard him shoot and they dumped a deer. They're like, you got it.
They drove there with the deer.
That thing was in the pickup the whole time.
Yeah, it's in the pickup. They're with the deer. Like, hurry up, he's tripping balls. They drugged him. They threw it there and they're like, yes, you got one. Good job, buddy.
Next year we can have pasties again now.
Yes.
You know what? I'm taking that as my canon. That is how the movie ended.
Yes, they or maybe he just fucking got all whacked out from the shit he was drinking from his wife. And, they just ran with it. They planted the deer. Let's just have a regular fucking hunting time
They all
now.
drank it too.
Well, not all.
No,
of them.
not really.
Remnar
Just Jimmers, who, by the way,
Drinks
was
everything.
fucking possessed and tripping anyway. So technically, it could all make sense.
Yeah,
Holy shit, it's canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only people that didn't trip were the dad
Remnar
and
didn't.
Remnar.
He was-
Yeah,
And
see?
they didn't drink
Remnar didn't
it.
trip. He just shit.
Yes. All right. You know what? Let's get into final thoughts and ratings. And because you love this movie so much, I will give you the honors to pick who you want to go first.
I don't want to hear Patrick's first because his is bothering me. So I feel like I want to wait. So I'm going to start with Mike.
I enjoyed the movie. I think it wasn't at all what I expected, but it wasn't bad. I'll give it like a 5.5. I want to hear Russell.
I feel like if you haven't experienced any sort of Michigan life, you'd probably give this movie like a 2.
I could see that.
But because it's kind of has some weird charm to it, I'm going to give it a boopity boop. And I'll say a 6.
All right. 6 from Russell.
You have to save the best for last. So I'm going to say Patrick.
Technically, I think this is a solid movie. The picture quality, I'm questionable on, but now that I know it's supposed to take place in the 80s, I do think it's a stylistic choice. I think for the budget they work with, this is a solid movie. And it's a good movie, I think, just because I'm not big into hunting and that sort of lifestyle. It just doesn't resonate with me. And I don't think a lot of the jokes land as hard as they should maybe, but I did enjoy watching the movie. It had a lot of good jokes when they did land. And I even thought the acting was really good. And I like Jeff Daniels. I got to give him credit. I think he's a really fantastic actor. I'm just going to go middle of the road. I don't think it's bad. I don't really think it's super good. I'm just going to go 5. It's just, for me, it's an average movie. But if you're a hunter, I definitely recommend this because I think it's probably hilarious to somebody who's familiar with these types of settings. I don't see it. I'm blinded to it, I guess. Isiah.
9.
Holy shit!
That's very strong for 9.
Wow.
I haven't found my 10 yet. So movie-wise, I've not found my 10 yet. But I watched this way too many times up until I moved out. So I hadn't seen it a lot since then. But every time I watch it, for me, it just gets better. I don't have qualms with this movie. I don't know why I can't find nothing wrong with this movie. But every time I watch it, I like it more and more. And all the jokes, I've seen them. Even if I look up just the clips on YouTube, I still laugh. They still get me. So this will probably be like one of my very few 9s, but this is a 9 for me.
Nice. You know, it's funny. As passionate as I knew you were about this movie, I don't know why I did not see that coming.
I didn't either at all.
I like how it just popped out. Like,
Nine.
Dude, he has had that bottled up since like I even 11.
Watched, like when I watched it this morning, I'm just like, I already know my score.
I'm surprised you didn't give it like a 17 or something to skew the score. So it's the highest rated one we've ever done.
But yeah,
I was like, thought about it. I'm like, I could be that much of an asshole.
But yeah, no,
Patrick would have let it fly.
Man, that just came blurting out of you and took me by complete surprise.
We'll find my like negative at some point where I'm just like, boom, and you're just like, oh, that is horrible.
We have 5.5 from Mike, a 6 from Russell, a 9 from Isiah, and a 5 from yours truly. Guys, I want to thank you so much for listening in on the conversation, but you know what? You can do more than just listen. You can be a part of it. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Rewind Guys Pod. That's REWGUYSPOD. Or email us at REWGUYSPOD@gmail.com and let us know what you think about this movie or any movie we've reviewed here on the podcast. Hope to see you guys next week. Bring the energy. Enunciate. Lead us in.
Enunciation's not my strong suit.
I'll do the best you can.